Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto Had Momoshiki's Otsutsuki's Karma Seal, Part 5. So yeah, oh wait, is it? Yep, 5, because I did this like 4 weeks ago, or I think 4 weeks, I think either a month or a week ago, but blah blah blah. Not the point, and I'm not, okay, let me do a recap. So, Naruto, he was actually, what's called, put on a mission with Team 7, because that is his team, and of course, a team called Team 15, to go to a village and protect the princess. When they get there, a bunch of bandits has like got in the way of Naruto, but Naruto created a new type of jutsu that no one actually knows what the hell it is, but it's called the Big Bang Attack. That's what I'm gonna call it because it's similar to the Big Bang Attack, but not really. Instead of being using ki to use it, it's being used chakra. It's like a mini Rasengan you can use it as, but instead of hitting someone directly, the what they call impact of the Rasengan, this instead just shoots it at the person. So of course, with that happening, Naruto used it against some like what's called ninjas that attack him and his team. Of course, he uses the Karma Seal to absorb some of the chakra from the enemies, and then use the attack to blast people away. Of course, his teammate Sayana, she tried to learn how to use it, and she actually managed to use it, but at the tinier version. The reason why is because she doesn't have enough chakra to actually use like a medium version that Naruto used. Of course, the side effects if you the side effects of actually using this attack is, well, if you don't have enough chakra, well, it won't work. If you do have enough chakra but you don't know how to use your chakra, it will explode on your arm and will rip your arm off, like explode it and all that. And also, if you're lucky enough, it would just kind of destroy your chakra coils, and your arm will never be able to use. So basically, you just have to get it cut off. So yeah, Naruto never tell this to anyone, and of course he kind of didn't want to tell this to Sayana to see if she can actually do it, because Sayana is actually somewhat of a prodigy. Now, of course, Sasuke was knocked out, so he didn't really see this whole thing, because, well, Naruto knocked him out before even coming to this goddamn village, or being near the village. But yeah. Now, of course, after that, they get to the village and they meet the princess named Bana. Now, of course, Bana does like tell them all this, blah blah blah, and of course, this is where the Team 15 like comforts what's it called, Bana the princess. But Naruto ignores the hell out of her and doesn't care. Sasuke does wake up, and of course, Bana thought that Naruto did this just to make her kind of giggle and all that. No, Naruto just punches Sasuke so Sasuke doesn't be arrogant again. So, of course, after that, Naruto went to the forest to kind of train. Of course, one of the teammates of Team 15 came and actually annoyed Naruto. Naruto said, sure, I will train you. But really, it wasn't really him just training her. He really didn't care that much. It was Sirena, who's actually from Team 15. Now, Team 15 doesn't like any guys, especially that of Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto, or Kakashi, but when they met Naruto, kind of trained with him, they kind of are okay with Naruto, because Naruto isn't flirty like any other guy. He's too ruthless and doesn't care that much. But they did see kind of a soft side for him and Sayana. Now, of course, this is where well, after kind of training, Naruto was, he had, a bad feeling before the night ended. Well, after a week and all that in the village. And of course, this is where the bandits are attacking. The bandit leader attacked the princess. Of course, Naruto was there knocking out the guards from Bana's, guards and all that. And also, well, killing the ninjas that were with the leader. Naruto knocked out Princess Bana. And of course, this is where Naruto activated he just got rid of his genjutsu, and it showed his real, how his real body looks like. Of course, uses the Karma Seal to have a horn, and fucks up the goddamn leader, sending this man straight to goddamn hell. Naruto really, he used the, what's it called? The palm strike, 128, and also Naruto uses his similar attack, the Big Bang, but in a bigger version, and blasting it. Now, of course, is where, well, Team 7, Team 15 save, what's it called, Princess Bana and her village from some bandits and ninjas, and of course, she's very grateful, and even to Naruto. So, yeah. Of course, this is where Team 15 and Team 7, well, are going back to, well, the village. So, of course, this is where I kind of left it off, where when they get to the village and all. Now, of course, Naruto did put his Genjutsu back, I forgot to mention. But yeah, this is where it was called. Sayana and Naruto are at, like, the Hokage Tower and all that, with Team 15 and all that. And Sasuke's just knocked out. Of course, Horuzen notices and he just says, it must have been Naruto. So, of course, this is where, well, Horuzen did tell them about the, what's it called, tuning exam. Yeah, I forgot about that. The tuning exams and all that. And, of course, Team 7 went to the tuning exams, while Team 15 decided to not go because they thought they weren't ready. And they really don't want to face off Naruto. So, yeah. Of course, this is where, well, Team 7 are, well, let me say that again. Team 7 is at the tuning exam. Now, of course, well, like the, what's it called, started at the tuning exam. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto, him and Sayana, before going to the tuning exams and all that, about like a couple days, met someone, like a kid named Konohamaru. Naruto ignored him because he knows that is the third Hokage's son, while Sayana was nice to him and all that. Well, kind of trying to be nice to Nelly, because she's kind of shy. And of course, this is where, well, Konohamaru was kind of playing with Sayana a little bit, because, well, Konohamaru was still kind of a little shit at that time, but at the same time, he was kind of scared of Naruto. At the same time, well, he wasn't mean to Sayana because Sayana was very nice to him. Not because he was the third Hokage's son, because Sayana didn't even know that was the third Hokage's son. This is where Naruto says he's the third Hokage's son, you realize that. Sayana says, shit. This is where Konohamaru just says, well, are you gonna, what's it called, bow down to me? Konohamaru tried to, like, do something like that. Naruto, he glared at him and death stare him and says, boy, like, he just said, look here, little brat, I don't care if you're the third Hokage's son. Get in my way, I'll break you. And of course, Sayana is just like, Naruto, no. This is where Sayana told Konohamaru that she's sorry about Naruto. Naruto just doesn't care about anyone, any title or anything. He even does disrespect the third Hokage half the time. Yeah, Naruto did disrespect the third Hokage when they were in the, what's it called? When Horuzen was talking about the tuning exam and all that. Naruto says, God, if I have to, can I kill what's it called? Well, he didn't say, God, old man, you took fucking forever. Half that time I could have used that to train instead of learning about this goddamn tuning exam placing. This is where everyone is just like, God damn, he is rude as hell. Yeah, Naruto is very rude and doesn't care that much. So yeah, this is where, well, go back to Naruto and all that. So of course, this is where Konohamaru is walking with what's called Naruto and Sayana. And of course, Konohamaru really thought that was actually kind of cool and all that. That Naruto doesn't even care what title you are. You can be princess, you can be prince, you can be Hokage, you can be any fucking powerful leader in this goddamn earth. And Naruto will still disrespect you and give two fucks less about you. The reason why is because, well, he's actually, well, a powerful person. It's just no one actually knows that he has Momoshiki's karma seal. Well, no one actually knows about the Otsutsukis. The only people that know about the Otsutsukis is that Black Zetsu, Kaguya that sealed into the goddamn moon, Hagoromo's dead, and, well, he can try to contact his, like, descendants, well, his two sons, Asha and Indra, which they barely know anything about the Otsutsukis half the time. Even though they're Otsutsuki somewhat, they're like human/mixed Otsutsukis. And of course, is where his brother, Hagoromo's brother, Hamaru? Yeah, I think it was Hamaru, is also dead, and his descendants into the goddamn moon. Chajuro, or whatever the hell his name was again. The guy with the Tentagon, he knows about the Otsutsukis, but he's on the goddamn moon, so yeah, no one actually knows about the Otsutsuki at all. So yeah. This is where we go into Naruto just not caring. He is right now. His mission is still to try to find the 9 fragments. Because, well, he wants to get the, what they call, tree. And revive, well, not revive anything. He would just want to eat it and destroy it. Destroy this goddamn planet. But sometimes he's thinking second thoughts. He doesn't know why. Now, of course, he doesn't care, okay? This is where he also, his other mission is to find goddamn Kaguya and kill her for her crime on what she did to the Otsutsuki king. So yeah. So of course, well, to the Otsutsuki king and his race. So yeah. This is where, well, Naruto and what's it called, Konohama was kind of just running ahead because he remembered there was something important that he had to do, and he's still bumping into Kankuro and all that. And of course, Naruto and well, Sayana did hear what's it called, Konohama kind of screaming and all that. Sayana runs towards the place and all that. And of course, Sayana was the one to kind of just tell Kankuro to leave Konohama alone, and she did kind of use what's it called, her what's it called, style, the Hyuga style, to really kick the hell out of Kankuro. Tamari was about to do something until Naruto appeared. Now, of course, this is where Tamari looks at Naruto, and Naruto's giving her a death stare. This is where Tamari backs off because, well, she has seen that look before. And that was on what's called Gaara. Now, of course, this is where Naruto goes up to Sayana and Konohama and said, "Are you okay?" And this is where Sayana says, "Yeah, I'm fine." This is where, well, and Konohama says, "Yeah." So where, well, Kankuro, he got up, he was like, "You little," what? He didn't say, "You little brat," he says, "You bitch." This is where Naruto, he grabs Kankuro from the neck and was about to start crushing him. The reason why is because, well, Naruto, even though he doesn't really care about human emotions or anything, he doesn't like anyone calling Sayana anything. The reason why is his emotions are actually changing a little bit. Not much, but they're just changing. This is where Naruto's starting to crush Kankuro's neck. And Kankuro actually notices, and he tries to, like, punch at Naruto. Punching Naruto is feeling like you punching a goddamn brick. Naruto's very strong and very, like, durable as hell. This is where Kankuro's also feeling his chakra is getting drained. He's like, "What the?" This is where Tamari says, "No, you bastard, I won't let you hurt my brother." This is where Gaara appears and says, "Tamari, Kankuro, you morons." This is where Gaara asks for Kankuro to be let go. And of course Naruto does. He doesn't know why. Until Momoshiki tells him in his mind that that is one of the 9 fragments. We found one of them. This is where Naruto realizes, and he like grins evilly at Gaara. Gaara doesn't know why, but he has like this bad feeling in his stomach. That's because of Shikaku. Shikaku having this really, really bad feeling about Naruto. This like terrible feeling. Like he kinda recognized his chakra a little bit. He doesn't know why he feels like this goddamn terrible feeling. But Gaara just keeps calm and he just kinda says, Kankuro, Tamari, let's go. And of course Gaara never asks Naruto for his name. And Naruto says, so that's one of the 9 fragments. Okay. So this is where, well, we go into somewhat of a time skip. So, well, yeah, like a time skip to the Chunin exam. So of course Naruto, Sasuke, and even what's it called, Sayana are there. And of course they still meet what's it called, Kakashi. And Kakashi says, "Glad that everyone's here because you wouldn't pass if you didn't have your all the teammates here." It's like, yeah. Naruto fully ignores him and walks away. Sayana follows Naruto, and well, Sasuke just looks at Kakashi and just says, "Okay." Now, Sasuke realized one thing. Naruto's on a whole different level. Not because, well, he's arrogant or anything. Naruto's never arrogant with his power. And Sasuke realized that. He's very disciplined and all that. He doesn't know why, but then he thinks about it. Maybe He doesn't know what to do and to get stronger because Naruto looks like he's on a different level every time punching him down and all that. Because Naruto's very hates loud people. He hates loud people a lot. So yeah. So this is where, well, we go into them just go into the what's it called, classroom. Sasuke is kind of like right behind him and all that. Of course, Naruto doesn't like Sasuke at all or anything. And of course, Ayana's like right next to Naruto, kind of talking to him and all that. This is where, well, they kind of bump into a team. A team, well, this is Team Mike Guy. Of course, this is where Rock Lee sees Team 7. And of course, he still goes to go fight against what's called Sasuke. And of course, this is where, what's it called? Neji sees what's called Team 7 and also Tenten. And this is where, what's it called? Rock Lee still whoops the hell out of Sasuke. And this is where Rock Lee sees Naruto. Now, Naruto ignores him a lot because he doesn't care. And of course, this is where Sayana looks at Neji and says, hello there, what's it called? Cousin. Well, yeah, mostly because they're cousins and all that. And this is where she says, hello there, cousin Neji. I see that you're competing in the tuning exams. This is where Neji doesn't actually glare at what's it called, Sayana. He's not disgusted like he's disgusted at Hinata. Because, well, Sayana is actually a side branch member. And this is where what's called Neji kind of looks at her. And of course, this is where Tenten thinks that Neji's just gonna say all this fake stuff and all that. And this is where, well, Neji doesn't say it. He says, hello there, Sayana. It seems that, well, someone else from the side branch family will be joining this. I'm happy to know that, well, another member of our family is, well, joining this tuning exam. I hope that I can see you in the, well, finals, or, yeah, the final tuning exam. This is where Sayana smiles and says, you too, Neji, sama. This is where Neji walks away, and this is where Tenten and, well, Neji are kind of, well, not Neji, Tenten and Rock Lee are kind of shocked. This is where Naruto says, who is that guy exactly? This is where Sayana says, oh, he's, Neji-sama. He's actually, very, I don't really want to talk about it. This is where, what's called, Naruto ignores it and just says, okay. This is where, well, Rock Lee challenged Naruto instead, because he wants to know at least Team 7's strength and all that. This is where Naruto fully ignores him, and of course Ayana just walks with Naruto. And this is where Rock Lee just stands there like a stone statue, and he just goes, wait, no! This is where Tenten decides to grab Rock Lee before he causes a commotion after whooping the Uchiha, but Naruto ignores him. So yeah, this is where Naruto did grab Sasuke from the collar and dragged him. So yeah, they get to the classroom because Naruto knows that that whole Genjutsu was just a Genjutsu. Also, Sayana did also notice that. This is where, well, when they get to the, right tuning exam door and all that, classroom, when they walk in, this is where so many people send bloodlust at them. Team 7. This is where, Sasuke managed to wake up from the bloodlust, but Naruto's not even affected by their bloodlust. This is where Naruto uses his own bloodlust. He was about to use the Karma Seal to kind of, send out a little bit of Momoshiki's bloodlust, but his bloodlust is not that strong as Momoshiki's, but it's there. And of course he sends a wave of his bloodlust, and everyone shut the fuck up. They're like, holy shit, this guy looks like he was about to murder us. This is where Gaara feels it, and of course Shikaku just gets trembled. He's not trembling from what to call Naruto's bloodlust that much, but yeah. He's just very afraid because he felt a little spike, but not much. He felt something weird in his head, like he remembers a little bit about someone. Shikaku can't really remember. Because, well, the tail beast, what's it called? No. So, Shikaku doesn't know why. But this is where, what's it called? A girl with green hair comes up towards him and says, hello there, friends. And this is where Naruto looks at her. And this is where Momoshiki says, she's another one. I'm guessing she's I'm thinking she's another fragment because we can sense it. You realize that. Naruto says, I can sense 4 in total. And this is where what's called Momoshiki nods and says, yes, there is 4 in total. in this room. This is where, well, what's it called? So Fu is one of them that's in this room, and she has what's it called, Chojime, and of course Shikaku is there with Gara and all that. But there's someone else who has the two tails, who what's it called? His name the Nibi. I forgot her what's it called, the Jinchuriki's name, but I just don't remember. The Biju is named Nibi, but I don't remember her Jinchuriki container. The Three Tails is actually here. Now Yagura, he got defeated, and of course the Three Tails was sealed into someone else. So of course some what's it called, some Miss Ninjas here with the Three Tails, and he's actually unknown. Now of course Naruto noticed it and sees that this guy with bandages on one side of his face is covering up one of his eyes, while the other one is kind of just a bluish kind of color, like a blue grayish color. And Naruto does notice that that other eye that's covered up has a Byakugan. Now, of course, this guy did kind of just got a kind of respect, and also kind of was ranked up a little bit higher because he was a Genin. But he's also has a Byakugan because, what's it called, Mei didn't want to give him a Byakugan or anything. Not because she doesn't want her people to get stronger and all that. No, that she wasn't the one to give this person a Byakugan. It was mostly what's called the guy with the blue hair, and I forgot his name. But the guy with the other Byakugan, that was Mei's right hand man or whatever. But yeah. This is where, he has a Byakugan and is right now analyzing everyone's chakra. Now Naruto does not care about him analyzing his chakra or anything. And this is where, someone else he sensed that has, he said he senses 4. This is where he senses those 3. Well, not those 3. He senses those 4. So yeah, Fu is, the Jinchuriki right in front of him. So yeah, of course, this is where Naruto kind of ignores Fu and all that, while Sayana and, Sasuke kind of just bow down towards Fu and says hello. Of course, Naruto fully ignores her and walks past. And of course, this is where, Team 7 still also meets, what's it called, Kawato. Kawato kind of just says, hello, I have information cards. This is where Sasuke asks about Naruto's information cards. And of course, this is where Kawato says, Naruto, Otsutsuki. And this is where half the Jinchurikis, they kind of pause for a second because their tail beast is thinking. For some reason, Otsutsuki clicked through their heads. Shikaku says, Otsutsuki, where have I heard that name? This is where half the other tail beasts are right now thinking. This is where Chojime says to Otsutsuki, what is that? Why does he remember my father? Right now they're thinking that much, but the Jinchuriki themselves, the ones that has the tail beast inside them, are just random fucking name, but sure. Naruto Otsutsuki, not really much information on him. The only information on him is just these missions, and yeah. And this is where what's called, Kawato say, yeah, that's all the information that's on him. A bunch of people kind of chuckle and all that. They're like, yeah, he did this well, yo, okay. So yeah, of course Naruto ignores him and doesn't care. Sayana does get annoyed a little bit, but yeah. Now Sasuke doesn't ask for Sayana's information because he doesn't really care. And then he just asks for other teams and all that. Like the red hair boy, and also what's it called, Kabuto did still talk shit about the sound ninja. And this is where one of the sound ninjas still puts sound waves into Kabuto, and all that shit would still happen. So of course we go into Ibiki still kind of coming in and still kind of telling everyone to sit down, shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna kick you to the fucking moon. Not really, but yeah, you get the point. Now of course this is where Ibiki says you cannot cheat and all that, you cannot copy of others, you just can't do any of that. Of course, people still find a way. Naruto's pretty goddamn smart, and being a genius, he actually decides to easily find the answer so easily. Now, of course, he would have turned on his Byakugan, but you realize here, and no one actually knows he has a Byakugan, and Naruto doesn't want to show off his karma, so anything or any yet. So Naruto just does the information by himself. He doesn't care if he gets like wrong answers or not. He just doesn't care. Now, of course, this is where what's it called? Sayana does copy using her Byakugan. Her eyes kind of go blue a little bit. She like put her like what's it called? Hands over her eyes, and they go blue. And of course, you can see more. And of course, she's actually just kind of writing the information down, trying to like think and all that. Like if she's just looking down and all, her eyes being covered with her hands. And of course, she takes off like her hands off her like eyes. And of course, she's still writing down. So yeah. Now, what's called Sasuke does the whole copy with Sharingan. Now, I don't think I remember saying anything about his Sharingan, but I'm gonna say that he awoken it during the battle with the bandits and all that. So yeah, it's only a 1 Tomoe 2 Tomoe Sharingan. So yeah, it's like the incomplete version, but yeah. At the word, he's kind of using his eyes to kind of just copy it from the information from a person in front of him and all that. But yeah. I should also mention the two fangirls, Sakura and Ino, still annoy Sasuke, so yeah. But yeah. With that, what's it called? As it were, well, after all this, like what's it called, the papers and all, and the 10th question, that's where Uncle still smashes through a window and she tells everyone to get the fuck out and all that. And yeah, now of course everyone is walking out, and of course this is where Naruto noticed some strange chakra. A very strange chakra from a grass ninja. His chakra coils are too large to be a normal Genin. It looks like to be a Kage level. Naruto doesn't say anything because he doesn't care that much. If the grass Genin doesn't go after him, he doesn't care. Actually, he really hopes that the grass ninja does go after him because he's taking all that chakra from that grass Genin. And also, he doesn't feel the Biju from that grass ninja. He doesn't sense any Biju, so yeah. He just senses this grass ninja has a lot of chakra for being a goddamn Genin. For being a Kage level. Then again, he does have kind of chakra coils. But then again, he hides them pretty well. It kind of just looks like he's a Genin level also. But he's an Otsutsuki, someone. He has the karma of an Otsutsuki. So yeah. Of course, this is where we go into the whole uncle explaining. Of course, Naruto does pay attention, but still doesn't care that much. He looks like he's paying attention, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where what's called, Uncle still gives him the scroll, or they get, well, not Uncle, mostly they still get the scroll of what's it called, Heaven, and they are looking for an Earth scroll, but yeah. They get in the forest, and they're kind of just running around. So, of course, this is where Naruto, he is kind of just looking around. Of course, he makes clones to kind of go ahead to find some, like, people and all that. Of course, they manage to find, like, some people and knock them out and get the Earth Scroll, but yeah. So now they have an Earth Scroll. Naruto, he easily just kills some people. He doesn't care. He doesn't mind killing. Now, of course, Hayana is saying, so we have an Earth Scroll, and now we have a Heaven Scroll. We can go towards the tower now. Sasuke says, fine. So, of course, he's, like what's called, getting angry and all that, because Naruto's, like, really fast, and he's easily, right now, just finding stuff for them. Or mostly the Earth Scroll. But yeah. Now, of course, this is where, what's it called, they are basically jumping back towards the tower and all that. And, of course, this is where Naruto senses a snake going towards him. This is where Naruto senses wind. Like, he just swiped his hand towards the what's called, the side and all that. And this is where a snake gets cut into tiny pieces. This is where, well, Sasuke and Sharan just says, what the hell? Sayana just says, what the hell? This is where Naruto says, well, it seems that we have a snake on us. We were about to have a snake. This is where, well, Sasuke and Sayana just keeps jumping forward and all that. This is where, well, Naruto is just kind of looking at the snake, and it just poof, and he noticed it was a snake clone. And he says, interesting snake clone. This is where Naruto, he jumps with his teammates and all that. And of course, this is where a large chakra spike kind of hits them. Of course, Naruto does not affected by that, but Sayana and, what's called, Sasuke is. And this is Orochimaru, the grass ninja. And he says, oh, hello there, Team 7. I am here for a Uchiha. That's where Naruto says, you can have him. This is where, well, Sasuke says, what? What do you mean you can, what? No, bullshit. This is where Naruto says, over when he dies, or really I don't care that much. This is where Sasuke, like, growls at Naruto, and Naruto steps forward and says, so come at me, you fucking creepy person. This is where Orochimaru says, it seems someone's cocky to die. And this is where Naruto says, I'm not cocky. Orochimaru. And this is where Naruto tells both Sayana and Sasuke to run. He got this. This is where Sasuke says no. This is where Sayana knocks him out. And of course Naruto's kind of surprised, but this is where Sayana says, be careful then. This is where she jumps away with Sasuke on like her back and all that. And of course this is where, well, Sayana's running. Because Orochimaru is someone very dangerous not to fight against. But then again, it's Naruto, and Naruto's very powerful. And he has defeated Extract Ninja before. But yeah, this is where Orochimaru says, oh, are you gonna be the one fighting me? It seems this is very interesting. This is where Naruto, he just like says, it seems that there's no one that much far away from us. This is where Naruto turns his eye, what's it called? His eye over here into a Byakugan. And this is where what's called, Orochimaru is kind of interested and shocked to see Naruto with one Byakugan. Naruto sees no one for miles. That's where Naruto says, good. Naruto, like, pulls out a hand sign. And this is where Genjutsu started just breaking down. He says release. And this is where Orochimaru just sees a pale, like a very like white pale boy right in front of him with the Byakugan activated, but another eye being activated. A golden star Byakugan. I call it I think I call it the golden star Byakugan. This is where, well, Orochimaru says, what the hell is that? This is where Naruto activates the Karma Seal. And of course, this is where it kind of does a blue, what's called effect and all. And this is where a horn actually appears on Naruto. This is where Naruto says, it seems I'm gonna get to kill a strength ninja again. Very interesting. This is where Orochimaru says, you're very interesting, but I'm not after you, even though you have a strange eye. I'm not interested in you. This is where Orochimaru was not gonna react fast enough, and Naruto already kneed him in the stomach. Smashed into like 3 trees. This is where Naruto says, even though you're not interested interesting about me. Now his voice is like what's called echoey and all that, because it's basically both Naruto's and Momoshiki's. So yeah, he's kind of using that kind of voice and all that. And he says, even though you're not interested about my body or whatever the hell you're interested about, you weird fucking creep, I will really kill you now, so I wouldn't need to deal with you later. This is where, what's it called? Orochimaru says, is that true? Then I guess I'm gonna have to be a problem to you. This is where, well, Naruto says, fucking creepy fuck. This is where Orochimaru rushes at Naruto and tries to bite him. This is where Naruto like grabs the what's it called, head of Orochimaru, rips it off. This is where Orochimaru says, you are pretty fast, because well it turns into mud and all that, clone and all that, and rushes back at Naruto and tries to bite him and all that. Naruto dodges the attack, and Naruto, he grabs Orochimaru's head and smashes it to the ground, and it turns into a mud clone again. Multiple Orochimarus are appearing, but this is where Naruto uses his Golden Star Byakugan to find the real Orochimaru. Naruto appears right in front of Orochimaru, the real one, and of course Naruto, he put his like fist in Orochimaru's face, breaking some bones. This is where Orochimaru launches into a couple more trees, and of course Orochimaru says, how? No, that can't be possible. No, I put enough chakra in those clones, so I couldn't be able to be found out. This is where all his mud clones like disappear after that. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto says, even though you might have that much, I might have to get rid of half your goddamn chakra. That's where Orochimaru says, what do you think? Get rid of my chakra? What does that even mean? Sir Naruto appears right in front of Orochimaru, shoving his hand into Orochimaru's stomach and starts draining a lot of chakra from Orochimaru. This is where Orochimaru is like feeling that his chakra is being drained. He tries to punch at Naruto. Naruto blocks it with his other hand and like throws it away. This is where Orochimaru says, what are you doing? His chakra is right now being absorbed. And of course, it's turned into like blue chakra, into this like spear of chakra and all that. And of course, this is where Naruto says, taking all your chakra now that I think about it. I do not care about you. You are really annoying. It's for Naruto. He rips, well, not rips. He just like grabs all the chakra that's Orochimaru and turns Orochimaru actually into a fruit. This is where Naruto eats it into a chakra fruit and just eats it. This is where Naruto says, I am now more powerful. This is where he also gets all the knowledge from Orochimaru and all, and has become more powerful. His chakra has expanded to that of the, well, legendary Sannin Orochimaru. So he has all the information and all that. And he says, interesting. So that's what the 9 fragments look like. Because he does know what how the 9 fragments now look like. Because Orochimaru was somewhat part of the Akazi, and he has what's it called, done some research on how the tail beasts look like. But Naruto calls them the 9 fragments because, well, they are the 9 fragments for the 10 tails, for the Jubi, for the tree of life and all that he needs to find and eat. Of course, while Naruto, he then just noticed someone actually appearing and all that. And this is, well, not what's it called, Anko or anything. This is where, well, Naruto sends what's it called a chakra that's spiking and all that. Now, of course, this is where he senses like 2 of the fragments fighting and all that. Basically, it's the 3 tails and the 2 tails kind of fighting and all that. Naruto also senses that 1 tails is pretty far and actually near the tower. And there's where his team will be at. And this is where also, I should also mention, when Naruto absorbs the Orochimaru, all the fragment souls and all that from the curse mark are actually disappear. Because Naruto ate the original. So yeah. This is where, well, Naruto says, whatever. This is where, well, Naruto, he sees the 1 tails is over there, but he now senses someone actually appear. 7 tails. Basically, Fu and all that, and her team. This is where her team just rushes at Naruto, thinking, oh, this guy's distracted, blah, blah, blah. He's out of chakra. Naruto turns around and kills him with a wind chakra, making a wind slice, just cutting him. This is where Fu looks at Naruto. Naruto's in his karma, somewhat Otsutsuki state. This is where Naruto looks at Fu and smiles creepily. Now, of course, Fu kind of gets scared now. This is where her, what's it called, not Jinchuriki, her tail beast, but I've been starting, her tail beast tells her, Fu, run! This is where Fu just says, Chojiman, what do you mean run? Chojiman says, we gotta run. And now I know why this person seems so interesting. He's an Otsutsuki. My father told me about, what's it called, our previous, well, our previous, how we were actually made. And Otsutsuki's are very bad. We gotta run. This is when Fu was about to start using her wings to fly away. Naruto grabs her from the neck and smashes her down to the ground. And Naruto says, oh, I'm not gonna let one of the 9 fragments leave. This is where Fu says, what are you doing? This is where Naruto, his like hands, well, what's it called? One of his hands that had what's called the karma seal on. And, well, his other hand didn't have the karma seal, but Naruto kind of used it to kind of put Fu to the ground and all that. While his karma seal hand, the one that had the diamond and all that, and the markings, is right now on Fu's stomach, and it's right now glowing with what's called this whitish chakra. It is right now just grabbing Chojime out of Fu's, like, what's called seal and all that. And of course, this is where Fu is kind of screaming, but of course, this is where Naruto actually decides to put his hand into Fu's mouth to kind of shut her up. This is where Fu is trying to fight back against Naruto, but Naruto has a stronger grip on Fu, and, well, Naruto has more chakra than Fu. ever had. So right now, Naruto's using chakra to kind of just put her down. This is where Naruto is ripping out the what's called Seven Tails. The Seven Tails is trying to fight back, but cannot. This is where Naruto says, "You are gonna give me that goddamn seventh fragment. I do not care how much you have to fight back. You're gonna be mine, seven. What's called you ninth fragment or not ninth fragment? You seventh fragment." This is where, well, Chojime says no. She tries to just pump enough chakra to kind of make food go into the seventh tails, but she couldn't. Well, not she, mostly him. This is where Chojime says, "What? No!" This is where, well, Chojime is actually ripped out, but turned into a fruit. And this is where Naruto eats it. He eats the, what's called seven tails. And this is where food died. Because, well, getting one of the, what's it called? Well, tail beasts ripped out of you sucks and you die. So yeah, Naruto has killed Fu. And of course, he has become more powerful. This is where Naruto says, there's one of the 9 fragments. I got the 7th. Very interesting. Gotta get the others. I gotta find 8 and 9. And also the, well, 6, 5, 4. I already found 3 and 2 and 1. But I need the others. I need to find them. God. Well, Momoshiki seems to have got one of them. This is where Momoshiki nods and says, "That is true, we have got one of them. But we need the other 4. So Naruto, he goes back into his Genjutsu farm and he runs towards his team. And of course, this is where he does take the scroll that was Orochimaru that he had. And also that Fu had. And of course, there's a Heaven Scroll and an Earth Scroll. And of course, he's running towards his team. So yeah. This is where when they get to, well, when Naruto gets to, Sayana. Sayana has already defeated, the 3 Sound Ninjas. Because Sayana decides to kind of rest for a little bit and wait for Naruto. And of course, the 3 Sound Ninjas came. And of course, they got their ass whooped because with the blue Byakugan activated. Of course, this is where Sayana does kill them because, well, she doesn't want them to actually know about her true Byakugan powers. Or her true color of it, how it looks like. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto appears and says, Sayana, are you fine with the Uchiha? This is where Sayana nods and says, yeah, I just had to kill people. This is where Naruto's kind of surprised, but then again, he's not that much surprised. This is where Naruto says, well, I got 2 more scrolls. 2 more of like heaven and earth, just in case we got a bargain. This is where Sayana nods, and of course, where Naruto, he was about to start leaving until he felt Shikamaru, not Neji or Rock Lee or anything like that, they're kind of farther. Shikamaru and his team, and Naruto, he throws one of the Earth Scrolls at Shikamaru's team, and it hits Ino in the head. This is where Naruto says, there, have that fucking scroll. I don't want to deal with you people, so I don't care. This is where Ino says, ow, why the hell did you just throw it at us? You could have just came towards us and gave it towards our hand. Naruto said, you know what? I regret that. This is where Naruto, he makes a ball of chakra and was about to use it to attack what's called Ino's team. This is where, not Ino's team, Shikamaru's team. This is what Shikamaru says, it's too much of a drag. We would just take it. Ino, shut up. This is where Ino gets angry, and of course, this is where Shikamaru gets serious. And that's where Ino stops. Shikamaru says, we'll take the scroll, we'll leave. This is where, well, they leave, and of course, Naruto and Sayana just, sigh. They, breathe out. They didn't even know they were holding their breaths, but yeah. This is where Naruto takes what's called Sasuke by the collar, and of course, drag him along to get to the tower. Now, of course, they don't go to the trees and all that. They manage to find the tower by jumping over some trees and all that. And of course, well, they get to the tower easier. And of course, Kawato doesn't meet Team 7. So yeah. This is where, well, Naruto kind of sees there's a Gaara there. But yeah. Of course, he also feels like someone got defeated from the Mist Village and all that. So yeah. He feels the 3 Tails chakra being lower. So yeah. This is where Naruto, he kind of tells his team to wait here because he has to go get something. They do go inside and all that, but Naruto managed to get out of the goddamn tower, making a portal and kind of leaving, because he does able can actually able to make portals like in Otsutsuki and all that. And he gets to the part where what's called the two tails and three tails are at. The three tails is not the three tails is right now just on the ground, kind of breathing hard, while the two tails is the same. This is where Naruto sees this. This is where the two tails has defeated what's called the three tails teammates, while the three tails has actually managed to defeat what's called the two tails teammates. Awesome. This is where what's called well, the two tails said, "Have you given up, you other person like me?" This is where the three tails says, "Nah, not exactly. I've been actually enhanced to be stronger than that, like the two tails or one tails, so I'll be able to survive." This is where Naruto appears right behind him. And this is where Naruto, he like touches the three tails from the head. And this is where Naruto starts absorbing the chakra, but also turning the three tails into actually a fruit, the whole three tails from turkey. So of course this is where he turns into a fruit and Naruto eats him. And of course Naruto gets stronger. He now has the three tails. Well, the three tails chakra and the fragment and all that. This is where Naruto sees the two tails and rushes at her, while the two tails says, "Damn it, I can't do anything." He looks like he's hatching after the two tails and three tails. This is where Naruto, he strikes her down and of course, well, extracts the what's it called? Two tails, and also turns her into a fruit and eats it all. And of course Naruto makes a portal back to the what's it called? Well, room that he had in. Of course he hears knocking when he gets into the portal and out of the portal. And of course it's just Sayana. Of course Naruto is now just unprepared, thinking, now I just need that one tails. So yeah. Of course this is where Sayana walks in, and of course Naruto is just looking at her. Sayana says, "Well, hey Naruto." This is where Naruto says, "Sayana, what do you want?" Sayana says, "Oh, I just wanted to check if you're okay." Naruto says, "I'm perfectly fine." That's where Sayana says, "Oh, good." But then this is where Sayana kind of collapses because she's tired. This is where Naruto kind of goes up to her and sees that she's just tired. So of course just lays Sayana in his bed, and of course Naruto, he goes to the bathroom just to wash up and all that. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto, he like gets back and Sayana is waking up, and of course she's kind of embarrassed and all that. And of course Naruto says, "You can just stay here for a couple days. Seems we gotta wait into just a couple days before the whole Chunin forest and all that will be done." So we go into a, what's it called, 4-day time skip and all that. Naruto was just somewhat kind of walking around, not caring that much. His chakra coils have become bigger and bigger, but that's not the point. This is where, well, what's it called? When he is kind of what's called, he passed Gaara. And this is where Gaara, for some reason, got a spike of chakra. Shikaku, sand started warping around Naruto, and Naruto says that is a bad idea. It's called Gaara of the Sand. That's where Gaara realized what he was doing and stopped using the sand. Doesn't know why he just had the instinct to use it. He had the instinct of using it. It's because, well, he feels like there's 3 different tail beasts within Naruto. Naruto has absorbed them all, and he doesn't know why he freaked out. Shikaku was the one to freak out because he sensed his brothers and sisters within that man. So of course he just doesn't know why he freaked out and told Gaara to kind of use the sand. But this is where, well, Naruto just kind of walks away smiling, and he's gonna get that one tails. So of course we go into the time skip and all that, and of course this is where, well, everyone is kind of just standing at like the whole what's it called, preliminary rounds, and of course this is where, well, there's Team 7, Team 8, Team... Yeah, you get the point. Like, everyone in the original canon. Kawato still gives up, and yeah. So, of course, this is where, well, Team 7 is just there and all that, and yeah. Now, of course, this is where, well, the whole matches will still go the same. Naruto's actually going against Kiba still. While, well, Naruto actually does defeat Kiba way easier than original canon. He slaps Kiba into the goddamn crustaceans world. So yeah, into the crustaceans time period. But yeah. But this is where, well, what's it called? Well, Sayana is actually going against Ino and has defeated her easily. Neji does still go against Hinata and has sent Hinata straight with Neji, well, not Neji, straight with what's it called, Kiba, where he kind of went to. This is where what's called, also, what's called, the other still got defeated. Also, Sasuke doesn't have the curse mark, so yeah. So yeah, that happens. Now, of course, what's it called? This is where, Hiruzen tells everyone. Also, I should mention one thing. That what's it called? Rock Lee, with him getting hurt by what's it called? Shikaku and all that, or Moshikara. What's it called? This is where, well, what's it called? That still happens, and yeah. This is where, well, it's now. This is where Hiruzen says everyone that it's the final shooting exam in 1 month. You train, do this, do that. Just use that time wisely, and yeah. Now, of course, everyone's leaving, but this is actually where I'm actually going to leave it off for part 5. Part 6, I'm going to be trying to do it, like finish it, but I don't know. But this is where I'm going to leave it off. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato, potato, and yeah. This is What If Naruto, how I had Momoshiki's Otsutsuki Karma Seal, part 5. Yeah. Part 6 will be whenever. But yeah, bye-bye. Potato, potato.